What they want to hear about you, Protégé, man. What's your story, man? We're bringing you to the congregation couch today. What do you want to talk about? What do you think about these simps out here? Understand me?
Okay, well,
can a simp win at one time, Protégé?
No.
Simp go take an L every time, huh? Understand me, church?
L7, a big square, L. Man, a man rub whatever made me sit down somewhere. You're
like a lion.
You know, and if you know me, you understand me. It's a little hard to make me sit down somewhere. But if I hear a situation,
like that dip on your chip, understand me?
I mean, it wasn't necessarily the dip on my chip. It was the dip was already. I had helped with the, you know how you got your dip on your chip. I had put a little bit of the onion.
Alright, church, we got a doozy for y'all today, understand me? This is an alternate show, understand me? Every now and then we're gonna mix it up on y'all, church. Get y'all a little bit of perspective, get a little more that dip on your chip, understand me? Tonight we have the pimp, aka the presidential, intellectual, masculinity, and my sibling here, the Protégé, understand me? She'll give y'all a little bit of this game, understand me? Teach y'all how she got in her lane, understand me? Got her on her game, understand me? You know what I'm saying? She gonna introduce herself, and you know, we ain't gotta use no first names, but as far as y'all know, church, this is the Protégé, understand me? I told her everything she know, church. So, you know what I'm saying? She know a little bit about a little bit. You know what I'm saying? She done came in, she done got draped up and dripped out, understand me? She
draped up, dripped out, drop the top when I'm flipping out.
Kind of manhole up, got a drink up in the cup, understand me? What you gotta say to him? You came on here talking about you like got big things popping, understand me? What you gonna say to him?
First of all, I'd like to say I am just so happy to be here.
God bless her heart.
On the presidential couch. Yeah.
No, this is the congregation couch. Get it right. Understand me?
The congregation couch.
Understand me?
This is where we have church.
Understand me?
Okay, all right.
Tabernacle.
All right.
Tabernacle.
You want me to say tabernacle?
No, I want you to say what you're gonna say, but this is church tabernacle.
Okay, church and tabernacle. I am here with the pimp. Okay.
The presidential. Intellectual. Masculinity perceived, understand me?
That's that guy right there.
But enough about me. Protégé, they want to hear about you, Protégé. What you got to say?
I mean, I don't really have much to say. I just came on, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to see, you know, what the show was going, what the show had for me, you know? So I came on to see, you know, I'm here. Right there. And insightfully, you know, wanting to know, you know, how I can be of assistance. I am his only sibling in the universe. I love my brother to death. He calls himself the pimp and me the Protégé, but I am his only sister in the universe, and I love him dearly. That's enough introduction for me. My mom made it.
What they want to hear about you, Protégé, man. What's your story, man? We're bringing you to the congregation couch today. What do you want to talk about? What do you think about these simps out here? Understand me? You got them in and outside. You got them at work. You got them at the trail ride. Everybody's simping. What's going on, man? Tell a story about a simp or two. Understand me? Can a pimp give some perspective on it? You know?
Okay, well.
Can a simp win at one time, Protégé?
No.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Simp go take an L every time, huh? Understand me, church?
L7, a big square, L, and you don't even realize that you're simping, and it becomes it's almost like a disease, an illness. When a man is not in his element.
What's your description of simping, Protégé?
Well, you know, it falls in different categories. You know.
How would you describe it, though?
I describe a simp man as someone who simply cannot refrain from using feminine energy in any moment. Like in any situation, I don't care if it's dealing with your kids, people at work, women's, family, whatever it is. If at any moment your voice raises to a higher octave than a bass. You are no longer pimping, you simping.
Is it just about the voice, or is it sometimes?
I mean, I use the voice as an analogy. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you gotta be loud and thunderous. Understand me?
I mean, a roar and a scream is two different things. You understand me?
Hey, that's a good analogy, pimp.
You hear me?
That's a good analogy, church. A roar and a scream is two different things. Understand me? That roar go come from deep in the belly. Understand me?
Yeah, I love to hear a man roar. A man roar, whatever made me sit down somewhere. You're
like a lion.
You know, and if you know me, you understand me. It's a little hard to make me sit down somewhere. But if I hear Mufasa.
Mufasa.
Yeah, boy.
Mufasa.
I'm I want to sit my ass down
just
somewhere.
tingles me.
Yeah. Something about that does something to me. Yes, Lord. But nevertheless, there is a true
Simba.
definition of a man or a pimp. I think people get the wrong perspective when they watching and viewing
What they think,
you in
Protégé?
the congregation. They feel like you got these ladies out here working the boulevard.
What's going on here? You want to start running this outfit or something?
I just wish I could have some time to figure some stuff out. You
Oh,
know?
yeah. But why now? I mean, I thought that was my job. I mean, what, you changing positions?
Can't you just leave me alone?
Bringing that cash back.
I done said plenty of times I ain't got
But I have a confession to make. You're really here so I can honor you.
Oh, I know, but sometimes
understand me, church.
it takes confirmation from someone on the inside.
So tell them about it then, Protégé.
Okay, all right, let's give them a rundown.
You done met all of them. You done seen it go down live in the flesh, understand me?
Yes, and it was at first glance. It was not okay. Let's run it back. As we are siblings, we also share the same zodiac sign, which means our birthdays fall in the same month. So we have a ritual of celebrating our birthdays. Virgos, you know what I'm saying? We celebrate our birthdays every year together. And this past year, boy, it was something because I had the first opportunity to encounter my brother in his element, in his masculine energy at its fullest. And it was something amazing. I was a little caught off guard at first because I did not quite understand what was happening. But as the night progressed, I was able to completely get an understanding of the situation.
Got that dip on your chip, understand me?
I mean,
Maggi onion soup and Nestle reduced cream for the freshest, creamiest dip.
it wasn't necessarily the dip on my chip. It was the dip was already. I had helped with the, you know how you got your dip on your chip. I had put a little bit of the onion sprinkles in there. You know how when you go to the little commercials and shit, you had the sour cream and onion dip.
Ooh. Sour cream and onion.
Yeah. It was already in me too. You know, it's I'm just a little chip off the old block per se. You know, and I noticed that I recognized it, but it was a little. It's not your norm, and it's not for everybody. You know, and the person with a mindset that is not open to your environment will be taken back, perhaps by how things are normal for you, per se.
Why do you think it work out, Protégé? What do you think is the overriding thing? What's the glue to keep all this together, understand me?
I believe it is the energy of not only your masculine energy, but your BBWs being in their feminine energy to the fullest extent.
But they weren't already like that, church. Understand me? I had to give them a little bit of game. I didn't have to, I wouldn't say necessarily per se mold them, but understand me, I am the presidential intellectual, and they are the BBWs, understand me? So there's a little bit of hierarchy that goes with that. It ain't a dictatorship by no means. If one of my BBWs come to me with some real game, understand me? Something that's mean and green, understand me? Something that's, you know what I'm saying? Green and gold, like this jacket I got on. You know what I'm saying? Green is for the money, gold for the honey, understand me? If it's processed, if it's some news I can use, understand me? I ain't go discard it. I'm gonna process it and put it in my memory bank. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make it go do what it's gonna do, understand me, church?
Do you ever get asked the question like about the BBWs? Do you ever get, you know, people inquiring about them and the roles they play?
So a lot of people been asking me why they don't talk on the show.
Why is that?
Because I'm gonna explain it real quick, church.
Would you like me to explain it? Because I know the answer.
I'll let you explain it, and if I feel like it ain't the right answer, I'll correct you, Protégé. But I think you might have it.
I think I got it.
Talk to him. Talk to him, Protégé.
Talk to your daughter. Talk to your son.
Talk to him, Protégé. They hear you say
On
something.
the congregation couch,
Understand me?
there is a level of respect that must be maintained.
Understand me?
Okay.
In this whole house, understand me?
Yes. And on a normal episode of Survival of the Simp, there is the pastor, and there is the pimp.
And the word.
And the word.
In the beginning was the word.
Don't forget it. The word is the first and foremost of it all.
We only hear because of the word, understand me?
Okay. And there's a level of respect that must be maintained when two men are speaking. So in the environment, in the episodes, that is the reason why there will not normally be dialogue unless a question is asked upon the women, because of the level of respect that has already been ordained, that is established before the cameras even start rolling, as to what is and what is not acceptable. And we do not waver. They stand 10 toes down on how things go.
Understand me? So,
do I got it?
Hey, church, she hit that out the park, understand me? That's bad 900, understand me? So church, this is what you gotta understand, church. Nobody is here by any means other than them want to be here. Understand? They mess with this. They mess with this pimping. That's just what it is. Understand me, church? They mess with this presidential intellectual masculine perceived, and then they can do about it. Words can change as the Lord. Understand me? But,
and you know, for the life of me, you my brother. You know what I'm saying? I done seen you at your worst.
Understand me?
I could not understand for the life of me what was going on.
When what? When you met the BBWs?
At one time, when it was all together. See, we done had several of these occasions yearly where we have several of your lady friends, so to speak, come into our presence at one time. But it's never been quite on the level of when you had went all the way full throttle with what your life has transitioned into. You understand? Like when you transition into this, it was just a whole nother level of energy that transpired, you know, that the average person at first glance would be totally taken back by, you know. And even our family, we had a family event recently.
Understand me?
Well, we had to run it back, didn't we?
In a house that wouldn't exist if it weren't for this pimping. The house we was in, understand me, wouldn't even be a reality.
That's another episode.
Understand me? That's part 2, maybe part 3.
Run it back. How that sipping can kill you, or get with that pimping and save your life.
Understand me? The Simp way is a halfway date. H-E-L-L, understand me, church? With gasoline draws on, understand me?
And then it's like, they don't quite, and you know, maybe it's the appearance of it all that catches them off guard. That has them feeling like that we really mean you got women's out here hitting the block, hitting the boulevard.
You owe so lots of kisses today.
Hey, church.
These women's is not hitting no boulevard. These women's is well-educated, well-rounded women that have children and lives, and they coexist amongst each other in a well-respected way, and they come around as a unit. They are a unit, and it's
they lionesses, and I'm the king of the jungle. Understand?
Yes. Do you consider your lifestyle polygamy?
No labels. I'm not big on labels. What really happened, church, was I had 3 women I cared about, understand me? And instead of being a simp out here and trying to balance them like most simps in that scenario, if they got 3 women they really care about, understand me? What they would have did, and you know what I'm saying, church, I took this off so I could see I look good with it off, understand me? Just so you can get some
I told him you look nice with that then.
So I took it off for my protege. She said I look good with it on.
Yeah.
Understand me? I like how I look with it on, understand me? But that's just me. But what happened, church, is I had 3 women, understand me? All good women, understand me? And I came to this conclusion that I don't want to lose either one of them. So I say, hey, number 1, let me let them meet each other, understand me? So they met on their birthday. If they hadn't met already, they met then. And then I seen that, okay, they can mingle and they can be okay amongst themselves. So I made the decision that, hey, I need to sit all my BBWs down and have a conversation. Say, hey, we look like we're just all together. We look like one of us, and we look like with none of y'all, understand me? And we came to the conclusion they all in. And we lined, and we locked arms, and that's what we doing the show. That's how they come on here. Every time you see them, they grin in their understand me? Because they mess with this pimp, understand me? Ain't nothing they can do about it right now, church. They all in.
And make no mistake about it, that when the man says pimp, it's not no Pimp C, no Bun B type stuff. We talking about a man in his full capacity of his masculine energy, what every woman heart desires.
Your God energy.
What it said again, Pimp?
The presidential, intellectual, masculinely perceived, understand me? And the thing is, a woman's God energy is really her femininity. But for whatever reason, these hyenas out here done got convinced that being a lioness ain't the way for them.
No wonder we're dangling at the bottom of the food chain.
They trying to be a hyena. They trying to come snip and they trying to take the lion out. They trying to take Mufasa out, understand me? But understand one thing you can't do as a hyena is you can't take down Mufasa. You need about 5 or 6 hyenas to take down one for Mufasa.
Oh, please, Uncle.
Violence!
Hey, come on, we're gonna shut up right now.
And y'all still might not win, understand me?
But see, in defense of the stronger women that you may be referring to, the ones that may classify themselves as strong, independent black women.
It's really weakness. It's really a sign of insecurity on their behalf.
Okay,
so
okay.
They trying to compensate for something they lack.
All right, Pimp, you gonna let me address it because I feel like
they act like they got.
As the protege, I feel like I can take on that.
They act like they got some twig and berries, understand me? But
but in reality, no woman wants to be in leadership. A woman genuinely wants to feel like she can put everything she got in her man, and he leave her guide her and protect her. That's the absolute goal of man.
My advice to these high-ends out here is don't do fool with a man that you ain't comfortable relinquishing that control to. And if you can't find that man, maybe you need to lower your expectations. Maybe you ain't doing what you need to do to attract that man that you actually respect enough to let him control everything. Maybe you need to put some more dip in your chip, understand me?
Come on, let's get out of here. This guy's no pimp.
Maybe that's why you can't get the man you want, because you ain't qualified for the man you really want.
Let's talk about the dip on my chip. What you think? What you think, Tim? Over the last 2 years, about 2 years ago, we did a live stream on social media where you came to the rescue, Big Brother to the rescue.
Mm-hmm.
Understand me? And since that day, what do you think about the flavor of the dip on my chip?
I mean, you done progressed and you really put some things in perspective, understand me? You really just got your life in line. You making more money you ever made in your life. You more stable than you ever had in your life. You know, you ain't in my pockets as much as you would, understand me? You know, the cash out getting a little light, understand me, on the account. But that receipt, you know, still long and strong, understand me, because the dip on my chip is long, understand me. But needless to say, there has been significant progress. Pimp done recognize it, and Pimp congratulates you, but you know, you are a product of your environment, right? So if a woman gotta really elevate her standards to where only certain caliber of men she even feel qualified to even approach her, a real deal protege, understand me?
Absolutely.
So.
And I struggle with that.
If you still get simps trying to, you know, walk with a limp, understand me, trying to shoot these shots and get some dip on your chip with a real protege,
I feel
you know
like
you gotta really ask yourself, am I really that woman right now, or am I just, you know, am I just going through the motions, understand me?
In all honesty, I feel like that it's a wide variety of and I feel like even when the simps shoot, they be like, shoot, I'm just gonna take my shot. Regardless if she shot, I know she gonna shoot me down. I don't care, but I'm gonna take my shot regardless.
Bless their heart.
And it do be like, it be a bless your heart situation. Lord, let her pray.
That ain't how you supposed to move, simp. So you should be having the protege should be shooting at you if anything. She should recognize you and see you got a little dip on your chip, and she should come holler at you, and at the very least, she'll put you in her vicinity.
Absolutely.
She'll give you a little bit of signal too. You know,
and that is true to say, because it is something that a woman,
she go back to
myself, I'm gonna say, as the protege, if I am in tune or if I have my eyes set on something, it is guaranteed that I would definitely make my mark.
Understand me? That's just how hierarchy has gonna go, man. The women do the choosing, understand me? They don't sing them songs for no reason. That's a reality. The women choose.
I want to touch base a little bit with you and the pastor.
What you want to know?
You know, I just want to know how y'all came about the whole transcript of this whole. How did the church and Pimp intertwine to make what for what we see as of right now, something so well rounded that is really taking off quite nicely. You know, for fresh and new beginnings. I had to come have a seat on the congregation couch.
Understand me?
You know, I can't wait to get to the pool pit.
It's right behind us.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to the pool table.
We had a little bit. Understand? We had a full panel last night, but the energy was off, so we had to go ahead and throw that on the trash first. Cause we gotta make sure we maintain the quality control around here. So we tried it last night on our regularly scheduled program. It didn't go how it wanted to go. So that's why we're here with the alternate program, which I think is going quite well so far. But to answer the question, understand me? Me and the pastor got a little bit of history. Me and him had some. It's kind of crazy how you have non-verbal communication with individuals that ain't your quote-unquote A1 day one. Understand me? It's some men and women in both of our lives that ain't really riding with us how we thought they would when it came down to putting this dip on our chip, understand, with this whole, you know what I'm saying, presentation, if you will. But needless to say, me and him had a connection going back to Cujo, understand me? He was the quarterback and I was number one receiver. And he just had a certain presence about him. Even back then in 9th grade, we just had a connection. He had some homies. He had been throwing balls to all since Part 1. When I came into the fold, just somehow, some way, I passed up his homies. So he didn't throw balls to his homies no more. He had to throw balls to me, you understand me? And that transitioned into, we both, you know, became men. And we did a little business together, and, you know, we was in tune on that. You know, we had like-minded aspirations, understand me? To get some bread with a business called Paycation. We were doing some travel business together, and at the time, the pastor was married. And I could peep game. I was going through my transition to get this pimping and get this dip in my chip, and I kind of could peep game, and, you know, he's going through a little strife, understand me? And needless to say, he ain't got that wife no more, but I could see it at the time, how, you know what I'm saying, he let a little bit of, you know, simp situations, you know what I'm saying, cause him some strife, understand me, where he couldn't really put his foot down how he should have been. He was more along the lines of, instead of happy house, happy spouse, he was on the happy wife, happy life, understand me. You know, it didn't really fold too well for him, understand me. So long story short, come full circle. The pastor started liking the pimp post on Facebook, understand me? And the pimp understood that the pastor had already received his ism on his, and received his dip on his chip. So I reached out to him, gave him a little game, and told him verbatim, hey, pastor, the reason why you lost your wife is a man of the cloth and having the whole congregation understand me, because you was simping with your wife. And she was really envious of you. It's like you bamboozled her, pastor. Like, she see you tall, dark, and handsome. You look like Tyrese, can sing. You got the whole congregation, you look good, smell good. She expects you to be that man at all times. And when you fold on that, she's thoroughly disappointed. On a surface level, she ain't gonna explain to you verbatim what the problem is. But on a subconscious level, she gonna be disgusted with you, pastor. So basically, it came down to me being able to put that perspective on him. I mean, him came to the conclusion that, hey, we need to go ahead and save these simp souls out here, understand me? Get everything back in line. That's where we started the show with the first episode, Adam, the original simp. That's what started all this. That's why the show was about the survival of the simp. Some people can't understand the analogy of that. Some people can't grasp the complexity of the name of the show. But it's really all about men putting themselves back in a position of power, so to speak.
What the hell are we going to do without men? These men, they're doing impossible things.
Not to dictate and rule over the woman, but to give her direction so she can feel secure. A woman should feel secure when she's given precise direction on where to go. Give me a little bit of leadership, understand me? Give me some tasks to accomplish.
And it's unfortunate that I found that leadership in my brother, you know, because I have been married and I do have children, illegitimate children. Is that that's what you call it, right? Mm-hmm. Without being married. It's unfortunate that the perspective and the understanding that I have, it did not come through my own relationships. It came through my mentorship with my brother, giving me the information that I needed in order to stay focused and in order to change the way that I think, which ultimately saved my life.
Understand me?
Because there was a point where I had made some life-altering decisions in a split second that could have taken me completely out, but it was because I had lost sight of my ability to stay focused and to maintain and control my emotions, which is a extreme feminine characteristic, right?
It ain't a feminine individual is going to struggle with controlling their emotions.
Right, but once you have the ability to do so, it puts you at a higher capacity of thinking and moving, because it allows you to think first before you emotionally react to things. And I think a lot of times when I think of the word simp, I think of a man who is emotionally unbalanced. And an emotional man to me is a dangerous man. What say you, Pimp?
Hey, an emotional man is the root of all evil, understand me? Adam is the original simp for a reason, church. And with that note, I'm gonna close this thing out, understand me, church? This is just part one. We got plenty of things to talk about, understand me? We're gonna leave y'all right there, understand me? This is episode 1 of Pimping and Protégé, understand me? It went down to the town, understand me? Put that dip on y'all chip. Like, subscribe, understand me? We gonna come back to y'all again with this ism, survival of the simp, passion and protégé. Episode 1, we out this thing, baby.